One, two, one, two. We'll talk about this. The Pineapple Show versus the Kendra G Show. The reason why I want to talk about this is these type of shows are picking up steam, and men are flocking to them because men think they have a chance of meeting someone. Now, when you look at the statistics of men, the majority of us are average. We're average looking. We have average income. We are average height. The average height is 5'10". The average income is $40 to $42,000 a year. Me and most of us are not beautiful. We're just average looking. We have, there's an average out there that these shows will pick up on and disseminate information. And the thing is, we as average men think that there's a chance that we can meet someone. Now, meeting people, it's not that easy anymore. You can just go on Hinge or any social media site, you can Facebook dating, and you can meet people. But the thing is, the female will always be the one that's going to get more attention. This is for one. And the female is always going to do more rejecting. So the man is always like, hey, I'll try to make it work. A lot of times the females are like, nah. And females will grow old and die old and alone, rejecting men all the way down the pipe. We've seen this. We know it's happening. So I decided for, giggles, to go on the Pineapple Show. I want to see if I was, not necessarily get picked, but, I got into the show and was sitting there like, okay, I'm listening. And she had a woman on there that was not into men. And we're looking at this woman who's got a wrinkled shirt on, her hair is unkempt. And the thing about her is she's talking to all the men. And even the crowd is going, Pineapple, this dude. She's having a regular conversation with all the men, but she had no interest in the men at all. It's the longest, since I've been watching the show, it's the longest I've seen men actually in a large group talk to one woman. And I was like, this is weird. And everybody else thought it was weird. It had a strange energy to it. As a matter of fact, there were people who started leaving the show because they realized that this woman didn't want anything to do with a man. And so eventually that came up and she was like, okay, I'm going to get a woman on here. Then a woman jumped on there and the woman talked to her for 15 minutes. And then when it came down to brass tacks and asking her, what are you into, women or men? And the girl goes, I'm in a relationship. I have a boyfriend. And it's just like, that was a complete waste of time. And then so she brings on another female, and we've seen this female before, and the thing about the female that came on, she starts talking to the girl, but we've seen her on there before, and she's not interested in women. So it's just a really weird dynamic. And as soon as the female that didn't want nothing to do with men went away, she brought on the female that was talking to her but is looking for men, and I was the first person that she invited on. And as soon as the girl looked at me, I got out one sentence, and the girl said, Pineapple. And I was like, look, I'm not beautiful. I don't really care about that. But what I'm noticing is the difference between that show and the Kendra G show. I'm noticing that the better chance for a man, that's what I'm interested in. That's my only interest. The better chance for a man socially without getting face planted is to go on the Kendra G show. Because Kendra puts you on the show, you say who you are, what you do, what you make, if that's what you want to, the information you want to disseminate. if you're in a relationship, are you looking for a relationship? What's your religion? On down to line two, who's the last person you slept with and when? And then you give out your IG. Now, after that, it's whoever comes to you has already seen you on the Kendra G show. They're interested in you. If a woman's coming to you, she's interested in you. That's just that. Your chance of getting rejected is a lot lower when a woman comes to you. The chances of a relationship is a lot higher when a woman comes to a man. It just is what it is. Men don't turn down too many women because we know how hard it is to get a half-decent woman. However, after watching the Pineapple Show for a week, I mean, there's even shows that are highlighted where one woman turns down 40 guys. And I was, watching one of those shows, like commenting and stuff like that, like on one of the shows, not the one I got in on, but one of the shows, and the woman constantly was telling the men no. So even though I don't know any of these people personally, I say, look, guys, if you're interested in women and you want to go on to one of these platforms to get to know a woman, if you're the average guy and you're struggling in this area, I mean, hey, go on both shows if you can. But your best choice is probably going to be the Kendra G show. If you just want to start putting yourself out there. You know what I mean? I'm not saying don't go on the Pineapple Show, because who cares what I have to think, what I have to say. But I'm saying from what I've seen and experienced, the best chance to not get rejected is to let the woman come to you. And Kendra G supplies that. And she gets down to it. She doesn't like the BS. So Kendra looks and she can see straight through the BS, and she calls people out on it. That's what I really like about it. And I just think that I being a man, being an average man, an average looking man, I sympathize for men because I know what it's like to be alone. I know what it's like to be single for a long time and, want to wake up to somebody you're actually interested in instead of just a one night stand. Anybody can do that. I know what it's like to want to trust somebody, want to give them security codes. You want to share your finances with them. I know what that's like. We want to believe that this woman that we've flown out or whatever, these requirements that some of these shows have for these average women, it's just ridiculous. But it just seems like it just seems like, it's a setup for men to fail. That's what it seems like to me. And then there are some men who have success at it, and good for them. But I'm not talking about the thin margin. I'm talking about the average guy. And the average guy will go in there and will not be successful on the Pineapple Show. It's just not going to happen. Because when you listen to Rebecca Lynn Pope and when you listen to Kevin Samuels, you'll find out very quickly that the woman's mindset, the modern woman's mindset, is very unrealistic. So they will instantly look at you and pineapple you. They will listen to, the one woman who wasn't even interested in men heard a man say that he made $30,000 and she couldn't give a good reason why that was not enough. She just did it because $30,000, ooh, that's just not enough. And it's just like, you don't even have a solid reason for saying $30,000 is not enough for you. You can't even, conjure a good, solid sentence to say that because you're really not interested in men. If a woman says she made $30,000, then you're like, oh yeah, let's go. It's like, well, wait, what? And then the girl that came on after her, she does some type of, makes jewelry and, sells it at the flea market. Listen, as an entrepreneur myself, I don't make a lot of money. But some of these these women who are so basic and so average. It just boggles my mind how they can toss away so many decent suitors. And I'm not talking about me because I was actually too old for this individual. I was just looking for the conversation if I got chosen. But I'm saying I've watched these same women go on these shows and just like pineapple, 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 no, no, no. And it makes you wonder who you're looking for. Some of these women are around very successful men, but they're not able to lock these men down. They don't have children with these men and lock them down. I don't even know if they're sleeping with them or not. I don't know. But I know that some of these women are like, I'm around these certain type of men. And, that one woman denied like 40 men like it was nothing. And it turn around, what she does for a living, she has an OnlyFans. Yeah. And a lot of the guys that were talking to her was like, yo, I'm on trucking business. I'm on this business. One guy was like, I own, 3 businesses and yada, yada, yada. So these guys are not, they're not financially at dire straits. They can take care of you, but they're average looking guys. They're regular guys. And you're not choosing them because you want some 1%er to come out of nowhere and take care of you and your kid. It's like, do you not know that those men don't do that? It's not normal for a 1% man to come out of nowhere and to take care of a 29-year-old and her son. It's just not normal. Usually they go for the women who are younger and have no children. Statistically, we know this is true. So I just think there's the delusion of women has shown on the Pineapple Show in more ways than one. And, I still think there's potential for anybody on that show, but I think for the average guy, if you go into the Pineapple Show, you're going to get rejected. And, I don't know. I just think that that's not what you want, because once you get enough rejection, you're going to turn into the villain. You're going to be angry. That's going to spill over somewhere. I don't know. I'll keep watching the show just to keep watching it to, get data. But it just seems that way, that it's a show made up so you can get rejected. I've even seen, that the show keeps bringing on women who have high rejection rates, and it's kind of bragging about it. So I think eventually, what's going to happen is guys, we're not stupid like everybody thinks we are. I think it's going to be a slingshot reaction. I think that that men are going to go, this is a setup. And in a few men that do have success there, look, that's all you're going to get. You're going to get people. Listen, now if you go in a Pineapple Show, let's say it comes on now you're getting people in the comments, they're strictly there just to burn whoever comes on the show. Like, it's getting bad. They're there just to roast people. They're not there to meet anybody. They don't care. They just want to hide their face and have their comments read. That's it. They're not there for anything other than to roast somebody. So that's just what I think of the show. I think that you guys who are interested in finding someone, if you can, get on the Kendra G show and, watch what you say, because Kendra's no joke. And I just think that's the better choice of shows. Like I said, I'll keep watching both the shows, but that's just my opinion. And, nobody's watching me now, so who really cares? But that's what I think. It's your boy Tone, I'm out.